Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Hellfest.
What's up, guys? This is Daria. Are you guys ready to be frightened? We're back with another Kaiju Cinematic Destruction. We got Hellfest for you.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go. Let's all go. Let's all go to the lobby.
This really isn't funny, dude. Help me! Help me!
You came here to be scared, right? I can't arrest people for doing their job. Welcome to Hellfest.
You know what I like most about amusement parks? It's the rides, it's the attractions. Sometimes it's the food, even though you got to take out a loan to get, your free refill of drink. But you know what I hate the most about amusement parks?
What?
Wandering around the grounds for hours upon hours upon hours. Your feet hurt, you're getting hot and sweaty. You're doing absolutely nothing. You're bumping into people. You're standing next to the one guy with Cheeto breath just bearing down on your back because they don't understand the concept of personal space while you're waiting in a damn line for 50 minutes just so you can ride the Batman ride. That's what I don't like about amusement parks. And you know what this movie is?
That type of amusement park.
This movie is that part of the amusement park. It is absolutely the worst part of the amusement parks. So, yeah, this is Hellfest. Yay.
Yeah, it really had no life to it. No life, no energy. It was a horror flick, or supposed to be horror flick.
Before we get into all of it, we might as well give it its due. Hellfest is directed by Gregory Plotkin, and it is about a serial killer that spends his time going to these spooky theme parks to kill people. That's it. That's really it. I mean, the movie focuses on 6 people who we know absolutely nothing about. They're basically cardboard cutouts, except for Taylor.
The one character
that I actually care about, Taylor, played by Bex Taylor-Klaus. If you don't know the name, chances are you've watched Netflix's Voltron series. She's Pidge. And
yeah.
I'm sitting here like, well, how do I know this voice so much? And how is she the only one that I actually give a damn about? Well, that explains it. That's why she, for some reason, is the only one that provides any life to this movie, and she is not in it nearly enough.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, yeah, the movie is the 6 people go to the amusement park, a place where they are supposed to get scared because they're going to go to Hellfest. The whole park is just, it's Halloween. It's the Halloween attraction at Six Flags, the park.
That's basically all it is.
With no rides, none whatsoever. It's like everything is a haunted house or
rides. It had a couple of rides.
Okay. By definition, they were rides, but they weren't rides.
That's it.
They were transportation. That's literally it.
Yeah.
The rides were transportation.
Okay, you could say it like that.
So this whole park is just Halloween time during Six Flags, the amusement park.
Six Flags is better, though.
Oh, way better. But, everything was a haunted house or a haunted maze or a haunted house and a haunted maze. And that was it. That's the whole exact theme park. And the whole time I'm looking at this, it's hard to suspend your disbelief with a movie like this because it is so boring.
Well, okay, but here is what I am going to say. It did have good ideas within itself, if that makes any sense.
Like the sets.
Like, for example, the what?
The sets.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you said sex. I was like, what?
No, the sets. Like
Well, you didn't pronunciate the T.
I did. I
No,
did.
you were like the sex.
Moving on.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Anyways, the attractions, to be quite honest, were actually good ideas. Like the little zombie maze. They even had like a little high school creepiness going on.
A
like
creepy
that,
finishing school.
Yeah, like that was all.
Okay, I'll give it that. But that is
in the movie.
That is the only thing it has going for it.
Well, yes, it does.
It is the only thing that has going for it. Nobody in this, aside from Taylor, again, I got to get big up Taylor.
Yeah.
Nobody in this movie you give a damn about.
Yeah, they didn't even give us. I don't want to say. Well, maybe a little bit of a backstory would have helped to maybe relate to the characters a little bit, but there was really no story with the characters, so you couldn't have feelings for them. So if they die, it was like, oh, were we supposed to care that person died or what?
I'm
so confused.
That's very true.
Yeah, and also when they threw in the characters, you were just kind of like, oh, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
It was just like no explanation. We were just thrown in with a bunch of characters, like,
and we're being asked to care about them.
And
like
you can't. You possibly cannot care about the characters.
The only time you get a chance to get involved with these characters is after the beginning credits, and like all of their dialogue is exposition. Every single part of it, and then they just go to Hellfest, and that's it. That's all we know about the characters. They could be completely interchangeable with anybody out there, again, except for Taylor. I'm gonna keep saying that.
Except for Taylor.
Taylor's the bomb.
And they tried so hard with the main character to
Natalie?
give her a story, but they didn't tell us a story about her. All we knew was she was MIA a lot and has a lot going on.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me
all
anything.
Her character is. It's just like,
it doesn't tell me anything. I'm just like, so she's a normal person like everybody else living life? What the hell?
Yeah, that's really it. It's just like, oh, hey, we're surprised you came. And that's her whole character.
It's
is,
like,
we're
I'm just supposed to be like,
came.
oh my God, I'm supposed to care about Natalie and what she has going on. Like, Natalie, go fork yourself, because seriously, it's called being a goddamn adult.
Like, we don't even know what she's studying.
No, we don't.
We don't know if she's in grad school or just
clue.
regular in college.
None.
We don't know. They don't tell us a thing. And they want us to care. This movie has no character. It has no story.
Besides
it has
Taylor.
no plot. Yeah, besides Taylor. Yeah. We want to make sure to put this disclaimer right here. There's a big marquee right now that everything we're saying is besides Taylor. Because Taylor the bomb. She's the only one that actually seems to give a shit this whole movie.
Yeah. And the only reason a lot of her jokes landed flat was because nobody else engaged with it. So you were just like, dude, that you don't, what?
Like, give her something to work with. Please.
She had nothing.
And our killer throughout this whole time,
oh my
again,
God.
we this is like our second or third horror movie that we've done.
Okay, here's what I am going to say.
Oh, I'm going to let you go.
Okay, here's what I am going to say. I like to watch Investigation Discovery. Yeah, it's something wrong with me.
See,
whatever.
I was going to get
We're
into
over
that.
I know.
Let you go.
I know. I like to watch those type of shows. The Killer in Hellfest, it was just that. Except, we don't know shit about this man. We get no backstory. We get nothing. Why do I care he's killing a bunch of people? Could you please help me out with that?
So as I was saying, I like being scared. I've said this like 3 or 4 times. I like being scared. But you know what's not scary? White guy with a knife. You have to work hard to make white guy with a knife scary. And the problem is, this movie doesn't know what it wants to be. Because sometimes they give him supernatural frickin' powers, and he teleports everywhere. And then sometimes he's just white guy with a knife. And that's it.
So, when we go to the amusement parks, you're not allowed to bring weapons, right?
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty sure that with this Hellfest, a lot of the weapons they have are
props.
Would
be props. Every weapon.
Could you explain to me
how
the
they
hell?
They don't let you go to cosplay events with bladed weapons. They don't let you go through, like, nothing in Six Flags or Disney or Universal Studios is an actual freaking weapon when they try to scare you with it. Right. It's all props. So how the frick is this guy going around grabbing up regular ass props and it's like, okay, it's an actual freaking weapon? What the hell? Nothing about this park makes any damn sense, and that's when it started pissing me the frick off. Yeah. That's when I was really going from this. You even said that
you were offended by the movie.
I was offended. This movie offended my senses because it takes place in some parallel world where everybody is a dumbass. And not just everybody's a dumbass from like, oh, they're running away and doing the wrong thing to get away from the guy. No, funny enough, that was kind of okay. Everybody who was trying to get away was kind of okay. I get that. I'm okay with that. What offended me is how this park is in operation the way that it is.
Yeah.
Like, this is an amusement park wide event of everybody getting scared.
Yeah.
And there is zero safeguards.
Like, that's another thing I had a problem with. Like,
go for it.
You see shit go down. I'm pretty sure if you were in a regular amusement park like Six Flags or Disney World and you see shit go down, they're gonna, in an orderly fashion, try to get people the hell out of the park. Oh my god.
The climax of this movie made no freaking sense based on that. For this movie to exist, they had to construct a world where none of the safeguards are in place and or work. That's the only way this movie can exist. And it's hard to suspend your disbelief enough to go, well, it's just a movie, you're thinking too much into it. Usually that works when they're presenting you with something that is entertaining enough that you can lose yourself in the world. This is so unentertaining that you can't help but think about, okay, no way in the world would that happen. That wouldn't happen, and that wouldn't happen. Yeah. This isn't nitpicking. This is just, you presented me with the facts of this world that you created, and it is uninteresting as shit. So the only thing I have left is to sit down and go, why is this a thing?
Yeah.
Like, literally, why was this a thing? And what really makes this movie piss me off, it's only like 87 minutes long.
Yeah, like...
But it feels like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I wanted to get out of this movie theater.
Okay, so with the general rule of all flicks or horror flicks, in the beginning, they got to explain how somebody dies or whatever. We get that in the beginning of the movie. And then within like 30 or 40 minutes, we have not had another kill. So it was like, what the shit?
They give you like his first kill.
Yeah.
Within the opening credits.
Right.
Again, this isn't a spoiler. It's like it's just a random
general
ass kill,
rule, which is really what happens in most horror flicks.
So he gets his first kill,
which actually was interesting.
It was actually pretty good. It was appropriately spooky and shit.
And it actually gave you the anticipation
of what you're about to see,
or about what you're about to see. And then after that, it was just like, yeah, we just said F you. We don't care.
40-minute run of just nothingness.
Nothing.
Of absolute nothingness. And then it happens, and he starts, and all of the deaths like are taking place in situations where it's just like, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. This guy shouldn't die. This guy shouldn't die. This guy... Like, none of this should happen because, again, you should have the safeguards in place that protect these people. So it's like it none of this needs to exist. This movie doesn't even know what it wants to be because like it starts off as if it wants to be a regular slasher flick or if it wants to be like Saw, but it never commits to either one of them. Like we only got like really, when you think about it, like 2 on-screen deaths that fit the motif of a slasher flick. We only really get 2 of those, and they were bland, and I could not care. The only thing that I like, one was a death where they cut away, and it's like, okay, I get it. And the other one was like, hey, we're gonna be super violent and show you everything, and it's like, no, pick a lane. movie, and the rest of the deaths was just like, regular shit. This movie's bad. This movie is bad.
Yeah, it's not.
This movie is bad. And it made me mad. D, give me your score. Let's move on.
I'm going to have to give it I'm just going to give it a -5.
-5 stars.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't. Even Taylor couldn't. Cause
Taylor could not
save this movie. They gave her nothing to
movie.
work with.
Taylor could not save this movie. She was the most energetic. She was the most fun person. She's the only one who seemed to actually have fun with this whole entire movie. And she couldn't save it. Frick it, 0 stars. There's nothing more to say. Don't go see this movie. Do not reward people for this. Do not reward them. Do not buy a ticket. Don't go see this movie. It is bad. Like, that's it. There's nothing else. This is a bad movie. This is an incredibly bad movie. At least with Slender, I was bored. Yeah. This one offended me for 87, 89 minutes, and it gave me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Gave you no scares, gave you no character, gave you no story, gave you no plot. It's just, I've never seen a movie that was so rushed and took so goddamn long. Forget it. Kaiju out.
Kaiju out.